Hey guys, it's Clarissa. Welcome to my channel. Today I filmed this everyday makeup look for you guys and I hope you enjoy it. So to start things off, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer and using that yellow to kind of color correct the dark circle underneath my eyes, shading under my nose, corners of my mouth, chin, and any other blemishes I may have to make sure my skin tone is nice and even. To blend that out, I'm going to be using a NYX setting spray in my beauty blender. I prefer using a setting spray and spraying that on my beauty blender so that I don't oversaturate the beauty blender and sort of lose a lot of my product in it. Next, I'm going to be using a L'Oreal Lumi True Match Primer. It's actually a primer and illuminator, so I'm going to use that as sort of a base highlight for my face. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Sand. Doing the same thing I was doing with color correcting, getting underneath my eyes, forehead, underneath my nose, sides of my mouth, also getting underneath my brows and any blemishes I may have. Because I'm not going to use foundation for this look, I really want to make sure that my skin texture is going to be even and no discolorations are going to happen, even though I'm not covering my entire face with concealer or foundation. Next, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Loose Powder to just set that concealer in, make sure there's no creasing, and everything stays nice so that I can put on my powder contour right after this. Next, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, using that to really contour my cheeks. I'm also going to make sure I get my jawline. I really want to sculpt that jawline up on my temples to kind of narrow the edges of my forehead so it looks a little less round, give my face a little bit more of a shape. I do have more of a round head, so I want to make sure that I kind of contour everything really well. After I do that first color, I'm just going to do a little bit more defining with that second color, getting a little bit on my eyes too as a base color since I am doing a light look today, but I want to be a little more bronzy. Again, making sure I really get that jawline and that chin. Lastly, I'm just going to go in a little bit with that last color just to make that contour more pop and make sure everything is nice and blended. Going to do a little bit of contouring on my nose just because I'm going for a more natural, bronzy look, so I want to make sure my nose is contoured and bronzy as well. And now I'm done with my face, so I'm just going to set that with my NYX Set It, Don't Fret It matte finishing powder, putting that all underneath my eyes, underneath my contour, on my forehead, and as you'll see in a second, I'm also going to put that on my eyebrows. I really like baking in between because I feel like it makes my makeup stay a lot better when I do bake. And I end up putting it on my eyebrows because I use a pomade. I have very thin eyebrows, so I really have to fill them in. So when I do that, I feel like it stays best when I bake beforehand since the product really sticks to my eyebrows. Now for brows, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown. When I do my brows, I always like to start on the bottom in the middle and kind of work it out. Then I go to the top on the back, and I kind of do shading more in the middle. I don't really like putting too much product in the center of my brows. I do have thinner brows, so when I'm doing all of this, I want them to look natural, but I also want them to be filled in. So I want to make sure I get the shape very well, but I don't want to overdo them and make them too dark or too thick looking, so whereas you can really tell that I drew my eyebrows on. Now after I use my pomade, I go back in with a NYX powder and I just sort of fill that in just to make sure they really set and do not smudge anywhere. After all that's done, I just use a clear brow gel to brush out the middles. I want them to kind of look more natural for this look, and I want them to kind of be able to see the hairs in the middle. So I'm making sure I brush those really well and pat that down so that they stay there. I'm gonna dust off all of that bake. Now for my blush, I'm using the Realher Be Fearless, Be Limitless blush kit. I'm gonna be using that middle shade, getting all on my cheekbones. I have very round cheeks and I really like wearing blush because I feel like it gives more depth to my face. I like the color. A lot of people don't wear blush, but I really like it on my face. I put a little bit on my nose and doing it in between there, so it's not just coloring on my cheeks. I kind of want the color on that whole area of my face. Now going on to highlight. I use my Becca highlight in the shade Opal. I'm going to put that sort of anywhere on my face that should be highlighted, and anywhere that light's going to hit it. So high points of my cheeks, over my eyes, nose, top of my mouth, a little bit above my brows. Then I'm going to mist my face and put on more highlight. So just putting that second layer on when it's wet so I can really get the highlight to stay and pop even more. After I use the Becca highlight, I'm going to go ahead and go over that in the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated in the color Aura. I also put a little bit on my chest because I want to be shiny. Now I'm going to curl my lashes because I'm not going to be wearing lashes for this look. The They're Real Benefit Mascara. So I'm just going to put that on only my top lashes. I'm not going to do my bottom lashes for this look because I want it more natural looking. Next, I'm going to be using my Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be using that black color as sort of an eyeliner because I want this to be a softer look, but I do still want to have that angle to my eyes. Next, I'm going to be using a NYX lip liner to sort of just line my lips to give them a little bit more color and make sure they pop a little bit more, but it's still a nude shade so that they're still looking very natural. I'm going to use some chapstick and sort of blend that out with my finger, just so you guys can't really tell that it's just liner, and just so I can get kind of that color everywhere. And there we have it, the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and come back to my channel and check for new videos every week.